Red Mars by Kim Stanley Robinson. The Earth sends a group of 100 men and women to begin to colonize Mars. Robinson focuses the plot on the dynamic relationships between the colonists, debates surrounding terraforming, considerations for the relationship to the Earth that they've all left behind, and then what's actually going on the Earth. Brilliant here is Robinson's imagination of how the terraforming of Mars will occur and what the finished product might look like. The intentions and actions displayed in the process, the world he builds, and the characters are all very convincing, and much of it sticks with you long after the impressive final page. Norstrilia by Cornwainer Smith. Norstrilia begins with an unusual premise. We control the population by euthanizing those who don't develop telepathic ability. The planet Old North Australia, also known as Norstrilia, is the wealthiest of all known planets because of the spice melange. No, not that. It's the wealthiest because of their sickly mega sheep. These diseased sheep provide for the production of Stroon, an immortality drug. Thank goodness Rod McMahon owns one of the largest ranches because his ability to escape the cullings rests in part on his pedigree and his property. Also significant is his, at times, pseudo-telepathy and the assistance of AI. Norstrilia is in some ways still beholden to the Queen, or the memory or idea of the Queen of England. Sort of weird since it's been thousands of years since anybody has seen her. Yes, the idea is ridiculous. Norstrilia is also very serious when it comes to maintaining a particular way of life that resembles old Australia on Earth, British culture, vast open spaces and ranches, etc. Not everything is sunshine and roses for Rod, as there are those who are out to get him. He employs the rich get richer strategy, and he plays the markets to gain a level of wealth that will enable him to escape said danger. I've said enough. Read the book. Fire Upon the Deep by Vernor Vinge. Brilliant about Fire Upon the Deep is the vast and dynamic scope. The world building encompasses the entirety of the galaxy and presumably the universe far beyond. Vinge imagines a universe with zones of thought, intelligence, and advancement. Just exploring these zones' metaphysics alone could fill an entire intriguing novel. The further you get from the galactic core, the greater the speed and complexity of technology and intelligence of transcend beings are. Storytelling is divided among these zones. There is conflict in the outer advanced zones, where an ancient, advanced, godlike entity known as the Blight is released by implicated humans. In this zone, we have an AI-infused Frankenstein's monster-esque being created as a conduit for this entity, and one of our less advanced, let's say, middle zone characters caught up in the middle of it all. There are a number of creative alien characters introduced here as well. An alternative setting is a planet in a slower zone. On this, the Times world, there is a battle raging between the pack-minded, shared consciousness, dog or weasel-like populace. How the outer zone and lower zone storylines and characters eventually merge following space chases, alien conflicts, spy games, and more make this a one-of-a-kind space opera with the potential to blow your mind. The Dispossessed by Ursula K. Leguin. The Dispossessed is an immersive and engrossing read. This isn't a novel to come to for bright flashing lights and heavy action. The novel is dense and wrapped in stunning prose. Leguin's protagonist, Shevek, is an inhabitant of the moon colony Anaris. The colony came about generations ago to alleviate the revolutionary threat on the planet Eurus. The revolutionaries were relocated to Anaris, where they developed a supposed ideal government-free society. The primary plot of the book centers on Shevek's controversial and shunned pursuit of intellectual freedom and eventual travel to the loathed neighbor, Eurus. Leguin's contrasting examination, comparisons, illustrations of the two worlds and nearly opposite societal and political systems, or the lack thereof, is the immersive element making this novel a brilliant standout. I reread this recently, and I will have a full review up before the end of the year. Empire Star by Samuel R. Delany. I want to say that Empire Star is brilliant in its simplicity, but I also want to say that it is brilliant for its complexity. Riddled with symbolism and metaphor, Delany's Empire Star is the Ballad of Comet Joe. Comet Joe is a teenager sporting a long, blonde, braided ponytail and a simplex mind. Joe is tasked with delivering a message to Empire Star, a task complicated by Joe's simplex mind and his ignorance of what the message he is to deliver is. If he's to pull this off, he's going to need to learn to develop a multiplex way of thinking. When we meet Joe, he is confronted with a survivor of a crashed alien ship who assigns him the important task. Interesting for Joe and the reader is that it's not clear if we're really at the beginning of the story and his adventure, or just some point along the way. In this brilliant novella, Delaney packs world building, time travel themes, dense and interesting characters, and delicious confusion about when and in what form characters are appearing to Joe, and the significance of his journey and interactions, and what they have to do with Empire Star. It's simple enough to give this a go. It's only about 90 pages. Thank you for watching. I'm Michael Evers, and this is Fit to be Read.